Hey guys, how's it going? Hey, I wanted to share a little bit about having encounters with God and how they change our lives and the perspective and how they give us a new lens in a sense. If you look at the life of Paul, you know, Paul was going around and killing the Christians. Paul was going around and putting these new followers of Christ into jails. But he was doing them with an old lens, if you will. He was doing them all in the name of God. And what he was doing, he really believed with all his heart that it was true. But you know, he was wrong. But this is the thing. Only until Paul had an encounter with Jesus that Paul got a new lens to see through. And with that new encounter, Paul was able to see that what he was doing was wrong. Why is that? Because Paul now had something new to compare what he thought he had, all right? And that's really powerful. It's through the encounters of God, all right? It's through allowing Jesus to bring us into a new place with him. Sometimes, you know, we may think like, wow, you know, I've missed it somewhere. You know, this doesn't seem right or whatever. But this is the thing right here. It's not that you have not heard God. The reason why you may be feeling like that is because you have heard God, all right? And so walking into new territory, walking into new dimensions with Jesus, remember, we're following Jesus, all right? So he's gonna lead us. And the Spirit of the Lord will lead us anywhere. Look at Jesus. You know, Jesus was led by the Spirit out into the wilderness, all right? And so a lot of the times in walking with Jesus, all right, he loves us so much that he doesn't want us to get comfortable. So once you think you know that you've got a handle on it, or once you think you begin to understand like, well, you know, this is easy or whatever, you know, he switches it up on you because he doesn't want you to live your life in structure, all right? It's always going to be organically. It's always going to be new. It's always going to be fresh. Why? Because we're growing with God. We're growing. And so to grow with God, he's going to take you into different avenues. He's going to take you, you know, through the valleys and you know, up to the top, all right? But it's through the valleys where we grow, because that's where all the water goes down. That's where all the water flows, all right? And God is going to do a great work in your life when you're going through it, all right? I want you to know that. God has done some of the greatest work in my life when all hell was breaking loose, all right? But this is the deal, is I can go back to that milestone, I can go back to that marker point in my life and just grab a hold of it. And I remember what God has done in my life. And what that does is it brings a faith in me. There's a faith that arises in me that is my strength, that is my passion. Why? Because of what God did in my life in my darkest hour. Okay, so you may be having a dark hour right now, but I want you to know, you're not going through it, you're growing through it, okay? And embrace that and embrace what Christ wants to do in your life now, all right? But anyways, what I'm trying to say is, through these new experiences of following Jesus, this is where you're going to have breakthrough, because this is where you're going to get new lens for your life. Because the thing that you were doing over here, and as you get your breakthrough over here, now you have something to compare to what you thought you had, all right? So anyways, I just wanted to bless you with this encouraging word. You know, Paul thought he was doing all the right things, but it was only until he was brave enough to follow this Jesus guy, get a new lens, all right, and then come to that understanding in his heart that what he was doing wasn't right after all. Why is that? Because now he had something to compare to what he thought he had, all right, and there's breakthrough in that. So anyways, God bless you guys. I love you and have a great day.